Welcome back to question 5 of 6 in this 7-day series to get you clear on what it is that you want. Now, there's so many ways that we can want the gist of something, but if we haven't clarified what it actually looks like, what success looks like, we can just keep wishing for it and wondering why it just never shows up. And we don't want that for you here. So that's why I'm sharing these questions, these really clarifying questions over this week. Anything with a purple backdrop, glazed for the meantime, is gonna be from this video because I have only started it using this backdrop this week. So yeah, and I'm gonna end with day 7 where we're actually gonna pull all the questions together, do a proper tune-in session, and feel into, well, what it is that you really want. But by delving into the questions each day, I'm just helping us see how we can really make things so much more clear and so much more straightforward in that way, and then see what's in the way as well, because we don't know what we don't know. So I'm hoping these questions have brought to light some things that you didn't know about what's in your way or what it is that you want. So today's question, let's just run through the question so far and then we'll say today's question. So first question is the all-important, what do you want? And sometimes we don't know what we want, but we know what we don't want. So that's a starting point. Hopefully you've come through all these videos, so you've already delved into what you want. But if you're maybe still like listening to these videos, but still like, I still don't really know what I want, I just know what I don't want, just notice that good information. Just see, well, what might you want? What might you want? What has got you enthusiastic or lit up in the past, like a thread that you wanted to follow, a hobby or a potential hobby, something you really enjoyed and you wanted to do more of, and you felt the call to do that, but for whatever reason you didn't. Maybe you had other obligations that you felt came first, and so you put things to the side, and that's totally fine. We're not here to judge that. We're just here to be curious and be like, well, you know what, I did always want to learn how to be a silversmith, or make jewelry, whatever it is for you. So you can then take those little inklings, and then it's just your fun homework to go and, excuse me, ooh, that came out of nowhere. I swear I washed my hair today and it was tame and normal. I just brushed it. Anyway, my chaos finds me. So anyway, there's maybe some things you've wanted to delve into that you haven't. Well, please take this as your invitation to set a time, book a class, whatever it is that you want to delve more into. Like, get a friend that has always offered to go with you to do this thing, and be like, let's do it, and actually book it in. Even if it doesn't end up panning out to be the thing that you want to focus more of your time on or whatever, it's just helping you refine what you like and what you don't like if you're in a stage of not knowing what even that you want. I mean, part of that might be that you just won't even allow yourself to think that you could want that thing because it feels so unattainable, or you feel so unworthy or undeserving of it. You are worthy though, my friend. This is why we're willing to look with curiosity, so that it doesn't need to be a big daunting thing. The how, through these questions will help clarify how it might come together. Sometimes the how, we don't know exactly. We just keep showing up for what we know, what's the next step, and just let the path unfold as we go. But there is definitely more that we can be doing rather than just saying the old, what do I want? I want more money. Okay. Here's $1 that you find on the side of the road. Okay, cool. Well, tick, you got more money. Goal achieved. No. No. We're doing bigger than that here. Yeah, what do you want? I want more money. Okay, and what that means to me is enough money to cover my rent and expenses and have an extra $1,000 to play with every fortnight, to have a fun social life, to go travelling, to, and then on top of my savings and XYZ. So you can paint the picture however you want to, because that's what you want. You get to define that. And if you don't define that, or if you play small with what you want, you'll probably get just that or less, because you're not willing to stake a claim for it. And look, hey, never coming from a high horse here, because there is many ways I would like to heal with how I show up. But hey, we're here to be curious together, so we can cheer each other on with what we want and figure out, and even celebrate when we figure out something that we don't want. But yeah, I digressed a little bit. So we were just going over the questions. What do you want? If you are in that camp of not knowing yet, that's okay. We're just going to run through the questions. We'll do our tune in after all the questions. So there's still one more question tomorrow, and then there'll be our tune in session, so we can delve deeper into something that you might want if you don't know what you want by that point. So yeah, what do you want? What will having that do for you? How will you know when you have it? Very measurable things we need here. When, where, and with whom would you like to have this? So you're really painting the picture, setting the scene, the environment. And today's question number 5, is what is it like now? Without having this dream, this want in your life. Even if it's just a feeling of a want, but you haven't fleshed it out yet. That's okay. What is it like not having this thing that you want? If it is the money thing, maybe it's just you're struggling to get by. Some days you have to eat less. Sometimes you're stressed about being late on rent. You're worried about if something surprises you, you're going to be screwed. You started hiding at home because even a well-meaning friend that understands you're in a tight space will still want you to go for coffee, and you end up spending it's almost $10 on coffee these days, especially if you have alternative milks, but then you get hungry when you're there, and then before you know it, there's $30 gone, and you're like, I actually needed that $30 to pay for my just basic living requirements. So cool. So now I'm just avoiding my friends because I don't want to spend the money that I'm just surviving on. I want to enjoy my rent money that I spend so much money on. You know, all that good stuff, and food, you know. I want to be fed. Look, clearly I understand. I've had some tight times in recent years, and you know, when you want to just not be in that paycheck to paycheck, that's such a valid want. But then what does it look like to come out of that? And I've had to notice for myself, having a little bit more money to play with lately, how am I still showing up with the mindset of someone that lives paycheck to paycheck? How am I not being, not allowing what I actually want is to, you know, have a good bout of savings to pay back things that I need to pay back, you know, be able to buy things that I want, but also don't buy them in an unsustainable way that leaves me kind of with buyer's remorse, which is a bit of a challenge for me when I work in a retail store that has really pretty things. I won't lie, I am not perfect at this. But yeah, what is it like now? And, you know, sometimes it will be like survival kind of want, which that's kind of what I was describing right then. But sometimes it's just like, I've got my shit together. Maybe you've got all your finances together. Amazing. Tell me your secrets. And maybe you've got, you know, a beautiful home. You got a sweet cat or dog, whatever you're into. You've done a bit of travel. You feel like pretty fulfilled. You enjoy your career. You earn good money. You feel pretty set. But you're just like, I would just like this deep longing that you want someone to share it with. I think that's a very common experience, and I think a lot of my generation are struggling to see eye to eye between the genders. And like, honestly, sometimes I wonder if just, you know, finding a really good mate to buy a house with in a platonic way, and just choose to do fun activities you both enjoy doing. Like, not everything together, that's never going to happen, but like someone that you can share some adventures with without it having to be a big romantic relationship, and then you can still have space for someone to romantically come in at some point, but just actually not putting your life on pause or doing the exciting things in the travel because you're hoping for someone to come and do it with you, and then who knows if they'll ever actually, if you'll actually meet. I mean, it's not like they're sitting on the other side of the world somewhere just thinking, well, I'm not going to go find that person today because I'm being a dick. But no, I mean, maybe they are, I don't know. But most of the time, we just don't know who they are yet. We don't know who these people are that could be important in our lives, that could become our life partners. And before we find each other, we can't... you know, we're just going to twiddle our thumbs and wait around, or we're going to live our lives, you know? So I'm really grateful because in my early 20s, I really wanted to go traveling, and I had this version of things in my head that was like, well, I'm going to get a partner, and then we'll go traveling together. It's going to be amazing. And it was just a very cookie cutter, unrealistic version of the world that I'd been sold. And then I ended up just getting to the point where I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it alone. And I had many good mates that were doing it on their own. And I just decided to do it and did it by myself. And I'm so grateful I did, because I met so many more people being a solo traveler, and put myself out in the world to way deeper of a level than I would have if I had kind of a comfort person, as with that comfort person, you know? So I think there's such a value to just doing what lights you up on your own, but you're also still holding space for there being someone that you really enjoy their company and you want to spend more time with, and that just makes all the adventures and experiences you get to go on together that more beautiful. So yeah, maybe there's a very long way to say that. Maybe you've got all the things together, you've done lots on your own, but you just deeply still want that loving partner to do life with. Any want is valid. Any want is valid. I just want to make sure it rings true for you at your core and your heart and soul. So yeah, what is it like now? Not having that. Maybe it's okay. Maybe, like, you know, you're pretty sweet. You got your sweet house. You got your pets. You got your hobbies, your mates. Your travels. You're quite happy. You've done lots in your life, but you just would like more. And I always encourage more because I love growth. I love personal growth. And someone's not going to come in and be a perfect excuse me partner, you got to work towards that, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's a beautiful thing to want connection with someone else and to want love. So yeah, not having that, I can understand, like, the pain of feeling like, well, what is it about me that it hasn't happened for me yet, or that I had this failed relationship, or that, so what is it like now? Like, for me, what it's like now is that I have up-leveled. I've started like earning a bit more money, doing things I love doing as a job, or doing something I love doing as a job, plus having a bit more time to do this on a regular, and that's great. But I know there's so much more I want to do with my coaching space, for instance, and I know I need more money to be able to inject back into this, but also to, have a slightly more abundant mindset as well, because sometimes I almost notice myself acting like my entire paycheck is like a goal to use it all, which, like, that's not what I thought consciously, but I just notice myself, like, week after week kind of getting towards the next payday and just like kind of having to figure out what's left for each day, and then having to cut back a bit towards getting close to payday. And I'm like, interesting that I'm doing that, because I think I've been earning enough money that I shouldn't have to do that. So there's something to do with my mindset that needs to be looked at there. So what it's like now is like, well, I still feel like I'm struggling, even though I do have regular paychecks now for the first time in a long time, because I'm so used to working in film and TV or like random jobs when film and TV is not happening, where I just don't know when the next paycheck's coming. So it's actually quite nice, even as a casual retail worker, to know that I've got money coming in every second week. So but what it's like now is that I know I'm capable of so much more, and I just feel like I'm constantly letting myself down. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully, you delved into this question for however it hits for you. And tomorrow we'll be back with the last question. And this one is a goodie. It really helps you discover what your blocks are. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Excuse my tired looking face today. I'm trying to do a makeup free day, and then I also managed to poke myself in the eyeball, like with my eye open, with a plastic hard coat hanger today. So I swear I haven't been doing anything too crazy. It's just me trying to be a human being without all the filters and the makeup and stuff. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go drink some water, and I will see you tomorrow. Much love.